The days passed slowly for Iktomi, each one filled with the lessons of the Turtle Mountain School. He listened intently to the stories of the elders, the teachings of respect and community, but no matter how hard he tried, he still felt like an outsider. The other children, though no longer wary of him, treated him with a certain distance, as if they could sense that he was not truly one of them. One evening, after a particularly long day at school, Iktomi sat alone by the edge of the forest, staring out at the sunset. His mind was restless, turning over thoughts of how he could finally prove himself to the tribe. He needed to do something more, something that would show them that he was serious about becoming part of their world. That's when the idea struck him. He had seen the other children wearing bracelets, simple bands of woven thread and beads, often given to them by their parents or elders as symbols of protection and belonging. If he could make something beautiful, something that represented the spirit of the tribe, perhaps they would see him not just as a trickster, but as someone worthy of being accepted. Iktomi spent the next few days gathering materials from the forest. He found strong threads from the bark of trees, colorful stones that glimmered in the sunlight, and delicate feathers that had fallen from birds. Each item he chose with care, thinking about how it would fit together to create something special. As he worked, Iktomi's usual impatience faded. For the first time he was fully focused, his hands moving with purpose as he wove the threads together, carefully placing the stones and feathers in a pattern that told a story of the mountains, the rivers, and the spirit of the Turtle Mountain tribe. When the bracelet was finally finished, Iktomi held it up to the light. It was beautiful, more beautiful than anything he had ever made before. The colors flowed together like the currents of a river, and the feathers danced in the breeze, as if alive with the spirit of the land. Pleased with his work, Iktomi wrapped the bracelet in a piece of soft cloth and set off to find the medicine man. He knew that the medicine man was a wise and respected figure in the tribe, someone who could see beyond appearances and understand the deeper meanings behind actions. If anyone could help him find his place within the tribe, it would be him. The medicine man lived in a small, humble dwelling near the heart of the village, surrounded by herbs and plants that he used in his healing practices. When Iktomi arrived, he hesitated for a moment, suddenly unsure of himself. But then he gathered his courage and knocked on the door. The medicine man, an elderly figure with kind eyes and a calm presence, opened the door and looked at Iktomi with a gentle curiosity. "What brings you here, young one?" he asked in a voice that seemed to carry the weight of many years. "I have made something for you," Iktomi said, his voice trembling slightly. He handed the wrapped bracelet to the medicine man, his heart pounding in his chest. "I made this because I want to be part of the tribe. I want to belong." The medicine man took the bracelet and carefully unwrapped it. He held it in his hands, turning it over to admire the craftsmanship. For a long moment he said nothing, simply studying the intricate design and the care that had gone into its creation. Finally, he looked up at Iktomi, his eyes thoughtful. "This is a beautiful gift, Iktomi," he said softly. "You have put much effort into it, and it shows. But tell me, why do you wish to belong to the tribe?" Iktomi opened his mouth to respond, but the words caught in his throat. Why did he want to belong? Was it just because he wanted to prove that he was clever, or was there something more? He realized then that he didn't have a simple answer. I don't know," he admitted, his voice barely a whisper. "I thought that if I made something beautiful, it would show that I'm worthy, that I could be part of something bigger than myself." The medicine man nodded slowly, his expression kind. "Belonging is not something that can be earned with gifts, Iktomi. It comes from the heart, from understanding and respecting the ways of the people. You have made something beautiful, yes, but true acceptance comes when you see yourself as part of the whole, not just as an individual seeking approval." Iktomi's shoulders slumped, disappointment washing over him. He had worked so hard, and yet it still wasn't enough. But then, the medicine man placed a hand on his shoulder, his touch warm and reassuring. "Do not be disheartened, young one's suicide," the medicine man said. "You have taken the first step on a long journey. Keep learning, keep listening, and you will find your place." The bracelet you made is a symbol of your efforts, and I will wear it with pride. But remember, true belonging comes from within." Iktomi nodded, a small spark of hope rekindling in his heart. He had much to learn, but for the first time he understood that the journey was not just about proving himself. It was about becoming part of something greater, about finding a connection that went beyond tricks and cleverness. As he left the medicine man's dwelling, Iktomi felt a sense of peace that he hadn't known before. The path ahead was still uncertain, but he was no longer walking it alone. He was walking it with the spirit of the Turtle Mountain tribe, with the wisdom of the medicine man, and with the knowledge that he was on his way to finding his true place in the world.